What if I told you that the way most men approach relationships today is completely wrong? What if I told you that by following a few simple principles, you could not only save yourself years of heartbreak, but also find true power and respect in your relationships? In this video, I'm about to reveal 9 rules from Stoic philosophy that smart men should live by when dealing with women. These are not feel-good, fluffy tips. They are hard-hitting truths that most men will never hear. If you master them, you'll completely transform the way women see you and the way you see yourself. We live in a world where dating and relationships are becoming more complicated than ever. Social media, dating apps, and unrealistic expectations have distorted what love should really be about. But here's the deal. As a man, you need to know how to navigate this. You need to know how to protect your time, your energy, and your mental health in a world that doesn't care about it. Stoicism teaches us that there are a few rules you must follow if you want to maintain your dignity and sanity in relationships. These rules are so powerful, and they've been working for thousands of years. They're not just for men who want to get better with women. They're for men who want to master their own lives. If you're tired of toxic relationships, endless drama, and feeling like you're constantly being taken advantage of, then this video is for you. Let's break it down. 1. Guard your past. Never reveal too much about your past too soon. In today's age of oversharing, this might sound counterintuitive, but it's critical for protecting your own interests. Here's the truth. When you meet a woman, especially if you're serious about building something long-term, you must be selective about what parts of your past you share. Why? Because not everything needs to be said. Your past is yours, and while some things might seem insignificant, they can later be used against you in moments of conflict or manipulation. For example, imagine you've had a messy breakup in the past, and you casually mention it early on in a relationship. Suddenly, during an argument, it's thrown back in your face. You've just given her the ammunition. The same goes for family issues, financial troubles, or personal failures. While you should be honest, there's a difference between honesty and full transparency. Stoicism teaches us to keep certain parts of our past guarded, not out of shame, but out of wisdom. You don't owe your life story to anyone, especially not in the early stages of dating. When it comes to sharing your past, less is more. Share what's necessary, but keep your private struggles private until trust is built. Your past is your story, not a tool for others to judge or manipulate you. As you build trust with someone, you can slowly reveal more, but never all at once. Imagine you're on a first date. Instead of detailing every ex-girlfriend or past hardship, focus on who you are now, what drives you, what you're passionate about, and what you're looking for in the future. Women respect men who maintain an air of mystery and self-respect by guarding their past. 2. Face the fear of being alone. Most men today are terrified of being alone, and that fear is why so many of us end up settling in bad relationships. Stoicism teaches us that true strength comes from being comfortable in your own company. If you can't handle being alone, you'll never be able to choose the right partner. Let's face it, society constantly pressures us to be in relationships. If you're single, people assume something's wrong with you. But here's the hard truth. It's far better to be single and at peace than to be in a relationship that drains your energy, confidence, and self-respect. Look around. How many people do you know who are staying in toxic relationships just because they're afraid of being alone? They endure constant arguments, manipulation, and even disrespect because they think having someone, even the wrong person, is better than having no one. That's not how a smart man operates. Start spending more time with yourself. Go to dinner alone, travel by yourself, read books that help you grow as a person. Become so comfortable with your own company that you no longer feel the need to be with someone just for the sake of it. When you stop fearing solitude, you stop settling for less. When you learn to be alone, something incredible happens. You begin to realize that you don't need someone else to feel complete. And when the right woman comes along, you'll be able to enter the relationship from a place of strength, not desperation. Here's a simple test. Ask yourself, if this relationship ended tomorrow, would I be okay? If the answer is no, then you're probably relying too much on the relationship for your happiness. Your peace of mind should never be dependent on someone else. 3. Manage your time. Wisely, time is your most valuable asset. Start compromising who you are just to keep her happy. Whether it's changing your values, beliefs, or habits, the risk is that you lose sight of who you truly are. This is one of the biggest mistakes a man can make in a relationship. Stoicism teaches us to always stay true to ourselves. If you compromise who you are just to please someone else, you'll eventually resent them and yourself. True happiness comes from living authentically, not from trying to be someone you're not to gain approval or affection. When you stop being true to yourself, you not only risk your own identity, but you also risk building a relationship based on false pretenses. A woman who truly values you will respect you for who you are, not for who you pretend to be. So, always stay grounded in your principles, your goals, and your passions. 4. Don't let emotions control you. In relationships, emotions can run high, and it's easy to let them dictate your actions. Whether it's anger, jealousy, or frustration, letting your emotions control your decisions is a recipe for disaster. Stoicism teaches us to manage our emotions, not suppress them. The goal isn't to avoid feelings, but to respond to them with reason and self-control. Emotions are natural, but reacting impulsively to them can cause unnecessary conflict and harm to your relationships. When you feel your emotions bubbling up, take a step back, take a deep breath, and give yourself some time before reacting. In doing so, you'll make decisions that align with your values rather than acting out of impulse. Set clear boundaries. Boundaries are essential in maintaining healthy relationships, yet so many men fail to set them properly. Whether it's emotional boundaries, time boundaries, or physical boundaries, a lack of them can lead to frustration, resentment, and burnout. Stoicism teaches us to set boundaries as a form of self-respect and self-preservation. If someone continually disrespects your boundaries, it's a sign that the relationship isn't healthy. Don't be afraid to speak up when something crosses the line. Your boundaries are not negotiable, and they should be respected by everyone you allow into your life. When you communicate your boundaries clearly, you show others that you value yourself and your time. You also set the tone for a respectful relationship where both parties can grow and thrive. 6. Practice gratitude. Finally, one of the most powerful practices in Stoicism is gratitude. In today's world, it's easy to focus on what you don't have or what's going wrong in your life. But Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we do have and be thankful for it. By practicing gratitude, You shift your mindset from scarcity to abundance. You begin to appreciate the positive aspects of your life, including the relationships you have. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or negative aspects, but rather recognizing that every situation, no matter how difficult, has something to offer. Being grateful not only improves your mindset, but it also makes you more attractive to others. A man who practices gratitude is someone who sees the value in the present moment and in the people around him. Start doing things you don't enjoy. You start dressing differently and even suppressing your opinions because you don't want to rock the boat. This is a huge mistake. Here's what most guys don't realize. When you sacrifice who you are to make someone else happy, you're setting yourself up for long-term misery. Stoicism teaches us to always be authentic. If you're constantly bending and shifting to fit what someone else wants, you're betraying yourself. And guess what? Eventually, she's going to lose respect for you, too. Women are naturally drawn to men who are grounded in their identity and who don't waver based on external validation. Think about it. How many times have you seen guys turn into a completely different person when they're in a relationship? They start doing things they never used to do, agreeing with things they don't actually believe in, just to keep the peace. But here's the brutal truth. Women don't respect men who can't stand up for themselves. Let me give you a scenario. You're a guy who loves playing video games or watching sports, but the girl you're dating doesn't like it. She thinks it's a waste of time. So, what do? You stop playing. You stop watching. All of a sudden, you're doing things you don't enjoy just to keep her from getting upset. You've lost. Start saying no. You don't have to agree with everything she says. You don't have to love everything she loves. It's okay to have your own opinions and interests. In fact, it's crucial. A real man has his own identity, and he doesn't compromise it for anyone. Be true to yourself, and she will respect you more for it. Number 7, don't sacrifice your path for others. This one hits home for a lot of guys. You meet a woman, she's amazing, and before you know it, you're making compromises left and right to fit into her world. You start skipping workouts, taking fewer risks at work, maybe even passing up opportunities just because they don't align with her plans. This is dangerous territory. Here's the deal. Your path is sacred. Stoicism teaches that your purpose in life is non-negotiable. You have dreams, goals, and ambitions that are uniquely yours. When you start sacrificing those dreams to please someone else, you're betraying yourself and throwing away the future you could have had. No woman is worth that. Let me paint you a picture. You've always wanted to start your own business, but you're dating a woman who doesn't want you to take the risk. She likes the stability of your current job. So, what do? You stay in your comfort zone. You settle for mediocrity, and years later you find yourself full of regret because you didn't chase your dreams. That's not just a loss for you. It's a loss for the world because you didn't live up to your potential. Stay on your path, no matter what. If she's not supportive of your goals, she's not the right woman for you. A real partner will support your ambitions, not stifle them. Stop looking for approval and start living for yourself. If you're sacrificing your future just to keep someone in your present, you're making a huge mistake. Number 8, prioritize relationships with friends and family. A lot of guys make the mistake of abandoning their support system when they get into a relationship. You meet a girl, you're head over heels, and suddenly, your friends and family take a back seat. But here's the reality. That's a fast track to isolation. And if things go south in your relationship, which they often do, you'll find yourself with no one to turn to. Let's break it down. Friends and family are your foundation. They've been there before the relationship, and they'll be there after. A strong support system keeps you grounded. They call you out when you're making mistakes, and they're the ones who will help you pick up the pieces when things fall apart. If you're constantly ditching them to spend all your time with your girlfriend, you're setting yourself up for disaster. I've seen it too many times. Guys get into relationships and suddenly they stop hanging out with their friends. They stop calling their parents. They cancel on family events. Then when the relationship ends, they're left feeling lost and alone. Don't be that guy. Keep your social life alive. Make time for your friends and family, even when you're in a relationship. Go out with your buddies. Call your mom. Spend time with your dad. A good woman will respect that. She'll understand that your life doesn't revolve around her, and she'll appreciate the fact that you have strong bonds outside of your relationship. And here's a little secret. Women are naturally more attracted to men who have a life outside of the relationship. It shows confidence, independence, and strength. So, make sure your world doesn't shrink down to just her. Balance is key. Number 9, avoid obsessive devotion. This is probably the most important principle of all. Never become obsessed with any one woman. I don't care how amazing she is, how beautiful, smart, or kind she is. When you become obsessed, you give away your power and put her on a pedestal. That's not attractive, and it's definitely not sustainable. Obsessive devotion leads to jealousy, insecurity, and emotional instability. You start overthinking everything. You start questioning yourself. You start feeling like your entire world depends on her approval. That's not love. That's dependence. And it's a surefire way to push her away. Women don't want a man who revolves his life around them. They want a man who has his own life, his own purpose. Think about this. You meet a girl, and within a few weeks, she's all you think about. You start blowing off your friends to spend more time with her. You start checking your phone obsessively to see if she's texted you. You start worrying every time she doesn't respond right away. That's obsession, and it's not just unhealthy for you. It's a major turnoff for her. Stoicism teaches us to remain calm, composed, and in control of our emotions. You are the center of your universe, not her. No matter how great she is, she's just one part of your life. If you make her the center, you'll lose yourself in the process. Stop putting women on pedestals. She's not your queen, and you're not her servant. You are equal partners in the relationship. Focus on your own goals, your own happiness, and your own growth. The minute you start obsessing, take a step back and refocus on yourself. You should never need someone else to feel whole. When you keep things in perspective, not only will you feel more confident and in control, but she'll also respect you more for it. Bringing it all together, relationships can be tough, but by following these 9 Stoic principles, you can protect your peace, maintain your self-respect, and build stronger, healthier connections with the right people. Remember, at the end of the day, you are the prize. You have goals, dreams, and a life to live, and you should never sacrifice any of that for the sake of a relationship. Stay true to yourself. Guard your time, your energy, and your mental health. Never ever become so obsessed with someone else that you forget who you are. By embracing these Stoic values, you'll not only transform your relationships, but you'll transform your life. If this video resonated with you, if it gave you some tough love that you needed to hear, hit that subscribe button and join the community. I create these videos to help men just like you navigate the complexities of modern relationships through the lens of Stoicism. And if you want to see more content like this, consider joining our channel memberships. It's a small way to support the channel and keep these videos coming. The truth is, most men aren't getting this kind of advice anywhere else. So help us spread the message. Share this video with other guys who need to hear it. Leave a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching.